All right, so right now we have the tab bar controller and we have two view controllers. So we want to start adding the table view controllers. I know I'm going to need 3 table view controllers and 1 view controller. So just going to select this and I'm going to delete it like that. So this is 1 view controller right here. So I need 3 more table view controllers. So I'm going to drag a table view controller like this. 1, put it right here. Drag another one, put it right there, and drag another one, put it right there. So that's 3 table view controllers. Let me just minimize this part of the Xcode so I can get more space. Close this so my computer doesn't fry. Still making noise, but well. Alright, so this is what I have right now. This 3 is going to be different table view controllers. So now I want to connect this view controllers, this table view controllers, to the tab bar controller, just the way this view controller is connected. To do that, I'm going to select the tab bar controller, then hold Control, then drag it like that to the table view controller and release it, and I'm going to say view controllers like that. So it's connected this table view controller, and it created a bar button item for it and created the connection. So it added it to its list of view controller, just like the tab bar would have. I said the tab bar, just like the bartender will have the notes or the tabs for all the customers. So it added this one to the list of view controllers it has. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to Control, drag, and drop it like that. And the relationship segue is going to be view controllers like that. Now, just to show you, if I hit this tab bar controller and I go to the connection inspector, this one that looks like an arrow right here, select that, you can see that the tab bar controller has view controllers. You can see it has item 1 is highlighting it right here. See this other table view controller and this one. So it has 3 view controllers in its box of view controller, if I would say. So it has a box of type of view controller where you can store so many view controllers. So that box is like an array, right? And this one is not there. So you can also see this plus button right here, this plus sign. Select that and hold down and Control drag and point it to the view controller you want to add, and then it will add it to its list of view controllers. So now it's added. All right, so leave it in this place right there like this, and now we have everything. We have the table view controllers for the different section in the app. All right, so you can see that it's starting to get large right now. So what I'm going to do is show how these sign up screen goes to the tab bar controller. So I'm going to make a connection right here. Let's say a user logs in. So it's going to go from the login screen, from the login view controller, using the login button to the tab bar. So I'm going to select it like that, and I'm going to present modally. And I'll do the same thing for the sign up view controller. So the create button, I'm going to select that, hit control drag to the tab bar controller and present modally. Alright. So whenever we hit this button, it's going to take us to all these tab bar items right here. Later on, we're going to revisit how we sign in users, because you know, we don't want users to just sign in by just touching the button. We want to do some authentication and then do the segue when everything is correct. But this is just to show the movement of the screens from the login, you know, from the sign up to the tab bar. Alright, so right now I'm just going to run this app to just see how it looks. Alright, so loaded right now. So if I hit the login like this and hit this login button, so you can see this is the tab bar right here, and you can see all the items here, but we don't have any icons. So let's try and add some icons. Alright, let's try and add some icons. I'm just gonna grab this folder right here. Let me open my Xcode again. And my desktop, I have this. I'm gonna provide this folder in the drive. So just make sure you hit the link in the description and download the icons. So I already have an icon right here, and I'm just gonna take all this out of the way. First of all, I need my folder section, and then I'm gonna drag this icon like this and put it down right here. Make sure I copy the items, select this copy item if needed, and finish like that. I'm gonna start adding the icons for the tab bar items for each view controllers, each table view controllers. So this is the tab bar, this is the bar button item in the tab bar. I'm going to start adding the images so that we have something like this. Not this one, man. Alright, so that we have something like this. Okay. So it's going to be a little bit hard to tell which one is the first one or the second one, but you can move, you can rearrange, like, you know, you can rearrange it like this, right? You can rearrange it like that, right? So I'm gonna add some icons so that I will know which one's which, or differentiate the view controllers. So just select anyone, right here, select any item right here, select the item, and in this attribute inspector, we're going to go down to the image attributes and hit that down button like that, and then select the home icon. I'll type home here. It brings out anything. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, just select home gray like that, and we have the home icon. And then for the selected image, I'm gonna select the home orange. So what's the difference between this selected and just this image? The selected image is the one that is going to be used when you select the icon. So when you hit the icon, it's going to change color. So that's why we need those two images. So if you have only this image right here, it's going to use this same image for both, the selection when you touch that icon, and when it is not selected. So you need some differentiation. That's why we're using that image. So let's add another one. Select another one like that. I'm going to add the favorites image. I'm going to select this favorite like that. And the selected image, I'm going to select the favorite orange. And then I'm going to select another scene. So it's going to get a little bit confusing, but I'll just select this item right here. Then I'll select the image for the categories, because we just did favorites right now. Categories. Where are you, categories? What do we name those images? Okay, just gonna go to the assets real quick, and I'm gonna look at what we named them. This is home gray, and this one is recipes, and this one is favorites, and this one is profile. Okay, good. Go back to the main of Storyboard, select this item right here, go to the attribute inspector. For the image, I'm gonna go to restaurants. Was it restaurant or recipes? Yeah, recipes. And then for the selected image, I'm going to select recipes orange. Alright, so we have one more, this one. Then select the image, profile, and the selected, we're going to select profile orange. Alright, so now we have some distinctions between the screens. So I'm just going to move everything, rearrange it. So I'm going to put the home here, and let me see that sketch file real quick. The home, the categories, favorite, profile. Okay, go back there, home, categories, the favorite, and the profile. Now this favorite is different from what we have here. I think this one is filled, so this one is filled, and that one is not filled. So I'm going to make sure we have the right favorite icon. Come here, come down to the item, select this favorites gray. Yep, and then for the selected image, select the favorite orange, favorite gray orange, or favorite, if you want to call it that way. Favorite orange, there we go. Alright, so now if we run it like this, it's now going to be, nice looking, because we have different icons for the tab menus. So go to login, go to login screen, and you can see, you can select all these ones, and you see they're all different. Alright, there's a problem. We made the categories a view controller instead of a table view controller. That's easy. You can fix that real quick. Yeah, this one's supposed to be a profile. So I'm gonna change it real quick. and make sure I have the right ones. Profile gray, and I'll select the profile orange. And then I'll go to this one and I'll make it recipes. Select the bar button item, go to the image, just gonna type IC underscore recipes gray, like that. And for the selected, I'm going to select IC recipes orange. Alright, so get that out of the way. Okay, you can see now that the screen is becoming clustered and there is no space. So now for each of these table view controllers, we need to create a file, a Swift file or Cocoa Touch class that will represent all the screens. So to do that, I'm going to select this view controller file, and then I'm going to right click that, and then I'm going to say new file. I'm going to select Cocoa Touch class, and I'm going to hit next, and I'm going to make this a subclass of UI table view controller, and I'm going to call it home table view controller. I'm going to hit next, and I'll create it like that. Okay, go back to the main menu, main storyboard. I'll bring back this section right there. Use this icon to slide all these folders right here, and then I'll select the home table view controller, and then this one's the home table view controller with this icon. Then I'll go to the identity inspector. In the class section, I want to assign it this home table view controller.swift file. So select this home table view controller. Alright, now I'm going to do the same for all this remaining screens or scenes right here. So right click right here, add a new file, Cocoa Touch class, and it's going to be a subclass UI table view controller. This one is going to be the category table view controller, like that. Hit next and create the file. Come back to your main, the storyboard, and select the categories, the one with the category icon. This thing is just messed up again. Alright, just make sure we shift it like this and shift this profile to the last place like that. Looking good. Alright, select this, select this one, the category table view controller, and make sure you select the category table view controller and not the bar button item. So hit this icon right here. Then go to the identity inspector, and under the class, I'm going to select the file we created, category table view controller, like that. And then we're going to do that for the favorites and the profile. So I'm going to do that real quick. I'm going to name it favorite table view controller. Hit next, create. Come back to the favorite scene, like that. Select select that favorite scene, select that, select the class favorite table view controller like that, and do one more for the profile. I'll go touch class, and I'm going to call this, now the profile is not a table view controller, it's a view controller. So I'm going to make it a subclass of UI view controller. So just take this table away, and then I'm going to say the name is profile like that. All right, hit next, create, come to the profile, go to main the storyboard, come to the profile, select the identity inspector, and select the profile view controller. If you don't see it, you can just type out profile, hit enter, and now we have all the view controllers assigned. All right. Okay, so alright, so now you can see that the screen is getting a little large right now. So we're going to split all this to different storyboards. Now all this thing is inside this main.storyboard, right? It's inside this main.storyboard. So I want to create a storyboard where I can store everything, and I can use that as a map, or a general screen for the whole, just like I had in the wireframe. I'll use that storyboard to show how all the screens are connected. Okay, so before I do that, I want to add the navigation controller to each table view controllers and the view controller, right, to each section in the menu, because like I said, if we don't have the navigation, we can't go back and front from one screen to another. This is what I'm saying, right? This when you open a recipe, you need to go back. When you open a category, you need to go back. So it's going to be a navigation controller. So start embedding the navigation controller into all the table view controllers and the view controller. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this first one, the home, and I'm going to go to the editor, and I'm going to embed it in a navigation controller like this, right? So this is what's happening. It has a navigation controller that controls the navigation, So I'm going to take the categories, I'm going to put it like this, rearrange it. You know what? I'm just going to enlarge this a little bit so you can take the whole screen, because this is why some people don't like using storyboards, because everything gets in the way in just a short matter of time. So select the categories and go to the editor and embed in a navigation controller like that. All right, so that's the navigation controller, and I'm going to go to the favorites and do the same thing. We're going to embed, go to the editor and embed in a navigation controller like this. And I'm going to do the same thing for the profile. So go to the editor, navigation controller. Alright, so this is what we have. So now I can start, adding, let's say this is the home. I can add a recipe open view controller right here. This is the category. I can add the category open and also add a recipe open. So it's gonna start growing very, very large. There's gonna be so much files right here. So all this thing will not, it won't be nice to have all this thing in one storyboard file. So this is the storyboard file right here that holds all the screen. So it's best to separate them into different storyboards, so that when you have like all this merging, when you're merging to the repository, you won't have those merge conflicts and stuff that people don't like. This is one reason why people don't like storyboards. But the solution is to put all this into separate storyboard files. And to do that, right inside this main.storyboard, you can just select all the storyboards like this, right? And you go to the editor and go to refactor storyboard. Now once you go to refactor storyboard, it's going to refactor all the selected items into a new storyboard. It's going to create a new storyboard and put all those items there, and it's to put a reference here where you can travel to that storyboard. But before I do that, before I start splitting everything, right, to some people, like to me, looking at all these things together like this, it really looks beautiful, and I can see everything clearly. I can know where all the screen fits. So I want to save this whole thing. I want to save everything so that I can have a reference point. Or let's say I want to give this project to my friend or someone to work on it. I'll have like a big picture storyboard, right? And I'll say, go and look at the big picture storyboard, and you just go there and you see everything connected like this. So I'm talking too much, right? This is what I'm saying. First of all, I'm going to create a new file, right? And that new file is a storyboard. You can select Cocoa Touch, Swift Class, whatever. But come down here and you start seeing more things. But I want to select the storyboard here and hit next. And I'm going to call this big picture, right? And I'm going to create it like that. So this is the big picture storyboard. There's nothing here. There's no scene, right? All these things here in the main storyboard are scenes that hold the view controllers. And it's like getting so large, right? So I want to keep this thing as a reference so that, if someone wants to see the big picture, you can just go to this big picture storyboard and you see all the files there. Because if I start refactoring the storyboards, everything is going to be in one storyboard. Like this tab bar, this navigation, and the home is going to be in one storyboard. The category is going to be in one storyboard. The business of the favorite is going to be one storyboard, and the profile. So if I split everything like that, you might not see it clearly. But I want to save this as a reference so that if you want to see the big picture, you can just go to the big picture storyboard. I don't think it's used in projects, but I'm just doing that because I just like seeing things clearly. So select everything like that. I'm just going to minimize it like this. And I'll start getting smaller. So select everything like this. And I'm going to Command C. I say Control C because I'm coming from Windows. Okay, so Command C, and then go to the big picture storyboard and just Command V like that. So it's gonna paste everything right there. So I don't see it though. Okay, let me try it one more time. Go to the main. Command C like that. And then Command V. Oh wow, interesting. There we go. There we go. Command C and Command V. And pasted everything right here. So, you know, whenever you get lost and you want to see the reference, just come to this big picture storyboard, because everything is going to be split like after refactoring everything right now. So just gonna select this first custom navigation right here. Select this one right here. If it's gonna allow me to select, because my computer is frying. Navigation. See that everything is getting really big, and that's why some people are against storyboards, and I can clearly understand. Alright, so select that custom navigation, and I'm gonna go to the attribute inspector and make it the initial, so I take away one warnings. I don't want too much warnings, so just select the is initial view controller and just leave everything right there, right? So whenever you get lost, you can come to this big picture storyboard, right? Because it's everything joined together. So now let me start refactoring all the storyboards. All right. So I'm going to select this TabBarContoller and the rest of the view controllers that comes with it. Select it like that, and I'm going to go to the editor, and I'm going to refactor to storyboard. Select that, and I'm going to name it TabBar menu like that. So I want all these things to be in a storyboard called TabBar menu, right? When I put everything in that storyboard, then I can go to that storyboard and take away some and put in the new storyboard, you know. So I'm not like creating a new storyboard and copying and pasting. I'm just refactoring, you know, the sections to a new storyboard. So refactor the TabBarContoller and all the other storyboards to a new one called TabBar menu the storyboard. So call it TabBar menu. Then I'm going to save it like this. So you see, created a TabBar menu right here on top. So I'm just going to drag it down here like this. And this is the TabBar. Right? This is the TabBar. The TabBar and all the other view controllers. So let's go to the main .storyboard and let's see what's going on in the main .storyboard. So you can see in the main .storyboard a reference was created. This thing is a reference to another storyboard. It's like pointing to this TabBar menu storyboard. So instead of having those other screens, you can see just have all the navigation item, the sign up and sign up screens are items only in this place. So what I'm going to do now is go to the TabBar menu storyboard, and I want to name this storyboard TabBar menu. All right, I want to name it TabBar menu. So I'm going to go to I'm going to go to this TabBarContoller first of all. Go to this TabBarContoller scene, and I'm going to select this TabBarContoller scene right here, right? And go to the identity inspector, and I'm going to name it, you can give it any name, but I'm going to name it tab bar section, like that. Alright, so this is the name for this storyboard right here. The name for this storyboard right here, or this tab bar scene. Alright, the name for this TabBarContoller scene is this. I gave it this nickname, like, you know, in your driver's license you can have your first name, your middle name, and your last name. So this is like a middle name I gave to it. So this is like a middle name I gave to this tab bar. So select this name, Ctrl C, and go to the main storyboard and select the storyboard reference, and then select the attribute inspector and go to the reference ID and then paste that name there, tab bar section. So I want to go to the tab bar section from this tab bar menu reference point. All right. So this is why they don't like storyboards, because your project will get heavy. So let's go to this tab bar and take this tab bar menu and remove this is initial view controller. Save it like that, and let's see what happens when we run the app. Alright, so we log in and we hit login, and we get to the TabBarContoller. See, that was possible. Alright, so you know, you just have to, once you refactor to a storyboard and then you name the storyboard, and then it's going to give you a reference, and then you go to the new storyboard that was created and you select the okay, my card is full right now. Okay, all right then, I'm gonna stop here and I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna make another video to continue, so let me just stop right here. Let me just see